Welcome back to another episode of Operation 95 as we head towards the Melbourne Half Marathon and my ever so lofty goal of managing to eventually run 95 minutes for a half marathon.
It is Tuesday, so day one for me after my rapid lap of the lake antics. And I'm actually feeling pretty good coming off that week. I was a bit worried and I kind of penciled this week as just being easy runs with maybe a session at the end, but I tell ya, I'm feeling alright. I might very well throw in like a 10 to 15 1 minute on 1 minute off workout tomorrow for my speed session. We could be on here, YouTube. I'm just listening to Dan Nash and Owen talk about D prime and critical speed, so naturally I'll be getting home onto a critical speed calculator and becoming an expert in that and incorporating into my training next. Jokes aside, I actually really do enjoy learning about all the different training philosophies, viewpoints, tools available, and then just trying to solve the puzzle. But I am very easily swayed too. I bought Marius Barkin's books, I read that, and then I was like, fucking off all this way. And then I watched a podcast with Keely Hodgkinson's coach, and then I went right to the other end of things. And then I listened to Steve Magnus, who says, don't be an idiot and just get the best of all the worlds. And now I'm on that train, but who knows what's next. So yeah, we're moving well though. Happy days.
Wednesday, and it was like a hurricane was blowing through Ballarat.
Ollie?
It's raining sideways!
Sounds rough, Ollie. Do you have an umbrella?
Had one!
Where is it?
Inside out 2 miles away!
So I thought to myself, how can I best take advantage of this as I really don't want to go out there? And then it came to me. The track, of course.
Morning. So, first session of the weekend. Last night, I was talking about 15 by 1 minute on, 1 minute float, or being my sort of session that I was thinking for the day. And then I got up this morning and it was windy as all hell, like Ballarat tornado kind of deal. Wind's actually died down now, so anyway, I thought, oh, fucking running around in that, doing 15 on, off. What's something that I can make the wind work in my favour? And I thought 200s at the track. So I'm going to do controlled 200s today. Now immediately my brain thought, I did 10 400s last week, I could do 20 200s. And then I thought, probably doesn't work that way. Same volume, but probably different physiological response and probably not something intelligent for me to do. So I think I'm going to do anywhere from 12 to 16 as kind of a cap. And I'm just going to have a 100-meter jog pretty much as the recovery and just run them controlled, whichever way I have a tailwind. So yeah, that's what's on the cards today. See how we go.
Not just for this prep, but moving forward, I am really trying to make an effort on my session days to include things like plyometrics and mobility work, things like hurdle step overs, drills, high-low pogos, hops and bounding, anything to improve my efficiency and my running economy, my biomechanics. I figure this all goes a really long way, so I am making a real effort to try and include it at least twice in my week. My goal with these 200s was to keep them controlled and have them just faster than my 400s were the week prior. Just enough to stimulate a response at a faster pace, but with the aim of reducing the risk and fatigue from pushing it that bit too far. So I set my aim for these at around 50 seconds per 200, which is pretty embarrassing if I'm honest, but it is also just the realistic point of where I am these days, and I just have to be happy with that. The good news was that I managed to get this pretty easily, with the majority of my 200s being around the 46 second mark and my quickest being at 43 seconds.
All done. 16 200s in the end. Broke it into 3 sets. I did 6. Had 3 minutes recovery, did another 6. 3 minutes, did another 4. And I figured that's probably a pretty good effort for the day. Yeah. Wanted to do enough where I pushed it a little bit, not enough where I risked it. And I think that was a pretty good mark, and I feel good now. Felt good through it. They're all just safe and controlled. I think my fastest one was 43 seconds. So a bit crazy. It's really interesting. I hadn't ran in 20 odd years, and I was never a distance runner. I used to be an okay sprinter, and I kind of thought when I came back to running that I would still have those gears. Nope. So when I was, I don't know, I think I was 19 or 20, I ran 11 flat for the 100 electric, 22.2 or 22.4 maybe in the 200, and then the 400 was probably my best event. And I never actually ran a really good electric one. I had a 49.83 for an electric time, and then I went to pro running, and I reckon the fastest 400 I ever ran was in the stall back markers 400, and I ran 45.1 with Matt Hargraves hunting me off. It was either 18 or 20 meters, so whatever that would equate to was sort of my 400 area. So that was okay. But when I came back to running, I kind of thought, well, you know, I was still pretty nippy. And then you come and you do 43 second 200s and you go, yeah, right, maybe it's left the building. But anyway, I'm really enjoying back doing this kind of thing in training now, and hopefully get my body more and more acclimatized to it, get some adaptation going on in that speed department, feeling better in my body doing it, and hopefully we can get some speed back and put that into some of the other running. Oh, and I found out today too that if you use track mode for your 200s but you cut across the infield for your recovery, it thinks you're doing laps. So I just ran, according to that session, a 19:48 5k with a 6-minute break in the middle. I'm a fucking weapon.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
Well, it is the day after the 200 session. I'm feeling pretty good. Left hammies, you know, got that awareness that I just seem to be stuck with for the rest of my life, but it is a slow process of getting better, and I'm running faster than ever before. So, you know, it's on the right track for whatever is going on there. But pretty good. Just an easy 45 minutes today. Just taking it super easy, not even looking at my watch. I'm just running to whatever feels plod along easy, and then I'm going to go to the gym after this. Ideally would love to have been able to put the gym in yesterday, but with work I can't make that work, but today I can. So easy run, then gym, and then I got night shift tonight, so that'll be fun. That's good for me. And then days off, and we keep rolling. Beautiful day, even though it's about 7 degrees. Sun's out, can't complain about that. Meet.
And then I was into my first gym session of the week. Now, I very much miss going to runners prep, but having 2 kids in private school will certainly make you think twice about what you can justify spending on yourself. Believe me. Now, I was lucky enough to have learned a lot in my time there, different exercises, programs, and I've carried a lot of that forward into my own gym work now. Couple that up with consuming copious amounts of online content, and I've got a gym program that I'm pretty happy with. The way I've structured this is I have a warm-up and mobility section, plyometrics, isometrics, a strength session, which is just 3 exercises, and then any accessory movements I want to tack on at the end, like banded clamshells, crab walks, 3-way abductor bridge, planks, anything like that. The big thing is just not pushing it too far and keeping it pretty short and sweet to around that 45 to 50 minute mark. Friday was then an easy run with Liv, who I let hold the camera for this run, which is probably why it looks a little bit faster. I've told her in 5 more years though she can start her own YouTube channel. Watch out for that one.
It was Saturday, and I've just come off 2 night shifts. So I ran, I went to the gym, and then I went to night shift, pretty much no sleep. Finished the first one, 6 AM in the morning. I sleep like shit after night shift now. So I got about 4.5, 5 hours. Got up, did a run yesterday. Went to my second night shift. And I woke up today and thought, I woke up after 5.5 hours. And I just thought, oh, I'm gonna go sit on the bike because just asking for trouble if I go and run off. Pretty much no recovery since the other day. So I'm doing an hour on the bike today, about 30 Ks. Watch episode 3 of Hulk on Netflix, the Hulkamania doco. It's been really interesting, especially as a kid that grew up on that. And get through it. And then 5x6 intervals tomorrow, and then long run. Another good week, Inc. All right, just checking in. Nearly done, 24 Ks in. Just about to hit 47 minutes. And it's been a bit of a slog today. If I'm honest, I think it's just the lack of recovery coming off night, because I'm always pedaling at the same level. And it doesn't normally feel this hard. I'm nearly done. Tick this one off. I don't know how people sit on these for hours on end, but kudos. At least my padded bike shorts are doing work. All right, we're done. 31.09 kilometers in the hour, 145 average watts. So it's a bit tougher today, but I'm improving as a cyclist. You can see that I'm really getting the hang of it. Would 100% translate to the road. I'm a triathlete in the making.
You serious?
Sunday and 5x6 today, so just on the warm-up, do some drills and cut around. Sun's out, but it's 7 degrees and freezing. Let's go. Alright, all warmed up, 5x6, nothing crazy. Let's get into them and see how we go. That's 3 down, 2 to go, around the 450 average at the moment. Heart rate's alright, it's like max it spins like 165, but I kinda was hoping to pitch these at 456, but I'm not even running with average pace on. I've just got my heart rate and the timer, so as long as it feels easy enough, that's the goal. 2 more. All done. So session all up was 2K warm up, drills, strides, then 5x6 minutes off 60 standing, and then 2K cool down. And it was good. Another really solid session. Just trying to keep things in check. I'm not trying to push those 6 minutes or anything like that. I'm trying to keep it at that 6 out of 10 level, which is why I've only got heart rate up and I'm not worried about pace.
And comparison is the thief of joy, but it is sad to feel good about running like 450s at that feeling of 6 out of 10, and then knowing that a lot of your mates easy run at that pace. I can't think about that. I can't think about that. Just be happy for me. Just be happy for me. All right, session 2 for Sunday is the gym. Second gym session for the week tick. Very happy to make this one happen. And again, as I've stated, a huge focus in my running moving forward, gym twice a week. Again, that same structure here into my second session, warm up and mobility, into plyos, into isometrics. So here I've got 4 to 5 second hold banded hamstring holds. Then I've got an overcoming single calf raise, hip lock rotations, and then I move into the strength element, which I've got for the 3 lifts, and they alternate between sessions 1 and 2. In this session, I've got a giant set of rocket squats, Romanian deadlifts, and hip thrusts. And then my accessory movements for this one was banded clamshells and banded crab walks. Long run. So we're out here in the wilderness again, get in touch with nature, and just taking it again pretty easy today, much the same as last week, just due to having a sort of harder day yesterday with the 5x6 and then the gym session. So not breaking any land speed records out here today. Taking it easy, like 6:30 kind of area. I think we'll end up around. But yeah, a bit deceptive too. Started off at 6 degrees, long sleeve, gloves on, and it's kind of warmed up a bit. And now I'm regretting the long sleeve. But anyway, 6 more Ks and I'll be done. Just 15 today. Just been enjoying doing 15 Ks on repeat for my long run at the moment. I think this is pretty common, probably a mistake from people, but I was always on this mission that every weekend I had to increase my long run, and it had to keep building and building and building. And this time, rather than kind of, I don't know, tying myself to like linear progression thoughts, I'm just running 15 Ks on repeat at the moment. And when I get about 5 weeks into the build, I then think I'll start sort of slowly increasing it. I put myself for a sort of 17-week build to Melbourne, and yeah, I figured I'd just kind of stamp some decent sized long runs at the beginning and just rinse repeat them, rather than always trying to push forward. And then instead I'd really make a focus on those quality 2 sessions in the week. And really, I did it this week, which was good. I got to the gym twice, but I really want to make sure I'm getting to the gym twice a week. I just sometimes it's hard to get the 2 sessions in a day, and I probably could very well just skip a run and go to the gym if I need, but I feel like I am so anaerobically gifted that I really need to make sure I get the runs in too. So, but anyway, we got there this week. Just keep trying to put that on loop as we go forward. But yeah, 15 Ks today, 9.5 down. Beautiful. All right, we're done. So just over 15 Ks, hour 36, 6:24 average for 140 BPMs in my heart muscle.
and it went pretty well. I feel pretty good. My legs are a little bit, my left leg, I've still got that sort of awareness in my hamstring, but it is going pretty good. It's the best it's ever been realistically, so just keep being smart about that. I think about 56 Ks for my 8-day cycle. I think it was around 41 for the 7 days in the week, sort of on my Strava graph, but I very much, as I mentioned, kind of given up on feeling like I'm just chasing kilometers. I'm just trying to make sure I have good 2 sessions a week, get to the gym twice a week, and I figure the kilometers will just take care of themselves, and then I'll just slowly increase my long run as I get further into the prep and build up like that. But otherwise, feeling really good. Cannot complain. Very, very happy with how we're going. So 2 weeks in, keep stringing it together, keep learning, keep figuring out what works for me. And yeah, happy days. I'll see you next week.